Aston Martin is known for their beautiful cars and racing pedigree, yes, but they're also renowned for their bespoke creations. Whether it's stitching, trimmings, or a unique paint finish, they really have a level of customization that is different to any other luxury brand. So I'm down here at a showroom and I'm going to give you a bit of an insight into the buying experience, namely with their super SUV, the Aston Martin DBX. Now, it's not every day that I get to spec up a car that I'm reviewing, but that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Here at Aston Martin, the choices are endless, and that's even before customers take advantage of Q. Q by Aston Martin is a bespoke offering and unique personalisation service. It has access to approximately 350 further paint colours and 34 additional colours of leather. Clients can make their Aston Martin truly theirs, an extension of their personality, if you will. So if I wanted my Aston Martin to be a take on a piece of jewellery that I own, I can do it. It has to go through an approval process, of course, and testing elements might also come into play, but I could literally be driving around in a car that looks just like my Opal ring. For the DBX, well, it has the largest pool of choice when it comes to personalisation. Again, even before you begin to venture into the world of Q. With the introduction of the DBX 707, the brand has seen a significant increase in customers ordering through Q by Aston Martin service, with the demand for bespoke and personalisation ever rising. Last year, around 15% of customers went above and beyond, choosing a Q by Aston Martin bespoke personalisation element. Let me give you an example of one of the most unique they've ever come across. The brand created a bespoke wing badge for an individual which included ink from a scarab beetle's wings. This was created for a V12 Zagato. It's these intricacies, the Aston Martin craftsmanship, and the endless possibilities that the customer spending this kind of coin really appreciate. I could spend hours speccing a car, I'm sure everyone could. While it's fun, it's not easy. Yellow? I might get sick of that quickly. But my first car was silver, and this finish is divine. Just like an Aston buyer, I sat with Jason at Aston Martin in Melbourne and went through all the different possibilities. The leather, went for the higher quality, the stitching, choice of wheels, and colour of brake calipers. I then got one step closer to seeing what it's going to look like on the configurator. This is going to look sensational.
Well, an afternoon well spent. That was so much fun. There are far too many options to choose from. It makes it quite a difficult task, but she's specced and it's not long until I'll be behind the wheel.
Depending on the options and if testing is required, the typical wait time for a customer is 6 months for their Aston Martin to be hand-built in UK and then delivered here in Australia. But we aren't going to have to wait quite that long.
Well, I think I did pretty well. I am very happy with my specification of the Aston Martin DBX, the brand's super SUV. It combines performance, prowess, and personality, all on a bespoke platform from the brand. It's a big car with a big engine and an even bigger price tag. So why would you buy this over others in a segment that's becoming increasingly popular? Only one way to find out.
First things first, let's talk price. The Aston Martin DBX has a starting price of $357,000 plus on-road costs. Our test model is specced, I mean really specced, with a long list of options which I'll get to shortly. This particular DBX will set you back $416,902 excluding on-road costs. It's powered by the blistering 4-litre V8 AMG engine, mated to a 9-speed automatic gearbox, and is all-wheel drive. The DBX has plenty in the way of standard inclusions, which you'd hope for when you're spending the big bucks. It gets 360 camera, park assist, Aston Martin premium audio, gloss black exterior pack, seen on the diffuser, splitter and sills, and door exit warning. And in the way of options, this car scores brake calipers in red, front and rear seat ventilation, sport exhaust upgrade, contrast stitching, Aston Martin designer key, and the interior jewellery pack in the dark satin chrome, just to name a few. The DBX signals a new era, with this offering the first play in the luxury SUV pool. It's taken bits and pieces from Mercedes in its AMG engine, the transmission, even some electrical architecture. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this is a true, unique Aston Martin at heart.
Unique indeed. I mean, just look at it. There really is nothing like this out on the road right now. Sure, it's got inspiration from the Vantage in the rear with that ducktail, but the rest of this car is really unique, fresh and modern. Now, sitting inside the cabin, it doesn't feel like an upper large SUV, but standing beside it, I was surprised by the size. It does feel quite grand.
The DBX is shorter than the Lamborghini Urus and Bentley Bentayga, but sits on a longer wheelbase. In fact, the longest in its class at 3,060mm. The advantage, it makes it roomier and enhances its ride quality. It's distinctive with its signature DB grille, rear spoiler, and light air duct with daytime running lights. Its sculptured sides are sleek and elegant, while its flush-fit door handles just add that extra wow factor to the exterior. This car gets the gloss black package, adding a more sporty element.
Something I'm sure you'll all appreciate, and probably a good reason why people would buy the DBX over another car in this class, is because of the pure craftsmanship that goes into making a car like this. For example, something like this right here, the Aston Martin Wings, is made by a prestigious company, Vortons, in Birmingham, and they've taken on this real jewellery manufacturing ethos that they believe this here is the jewel of the car. Nice piece of jewellery, and definitely not plastic like a lot of other cars. In fact, this is made from black chrome. Also, this can be personalised. The boot can be accessed via its power tailgate or using the kick sensor, whichever you prefer. Once open, there's 632 litres of cargo space available, and there's also a 40-20-40 split of the rear seats for extra versatility.
Buttons in the rear let you raise and lower the air suspension to make it easier to load the boot. Under the floor is a space-saver spare as well.
The DBX was designed to provide equal space and comfort whether you're sitting in the front or the rear. Mission accomplished, because have a look at how huge the space is back here. I'm 173 centimetres, that is my driving position, and this here is my legroom. Really decent, same with headroom, and of course backseat passengers are treated to the brightness coming from that moonroof. Now back here there are all the niceties that you'd expect. It does have heated and ventilated seats, USB ports, dedicated air vents in the middle, and also on the B-pillar. It's really comfortable and spacious back here. All in all, a beautiful place to be.
ISOFIX with top tether mounts make the DBX family friendly too.
There's no better position than right here. As soon as you jump into the DBX, you're greeted by that waft of yummy, fresh leather. There is leather all throughout, including behind the steering wheel. You won't see any hard plastics in this car.
It features an industry-first application of full-grain leather. It combines 80% natural wool blend to dress the interior. It is the first automotive fabric with such a high content of wool and has attained the Wool Rich Blend certified from Woolmark. It's not only environmentally sustainable, but also highly durable and looks sensational. But it doesn't stop there. Every inch of this cabin is of the highest quality. Just look at the Alcantara, even on the roof.
The craftsmanship continues in here with special touches all throughout. Again, just like jewellery, these dark chrome handles, that continues around the outside of the air vents, and also some special touches on the seats too. You can see some pinches of Mercedes in here too, in this rotary dial and the indicator stalk. Thankfully, the gears aren't there. They're actually up here, which we've seen in Aston Martins before. Love it or hate it, it takes some getting used to, especially when you're doing some really quick maneuvers. There is some room for error and you don't want to hit the wrong button. Another thing I've had to get used to is this 10.25-inch infotainment display. Now, it all works well, but it's actually not a touchscreen. You think it would be touch because it is within perfect reach and perfectly angled. But no, it's all controlled via your steering wheel buttons and this rotary dial here, which is fine. It works really well. However, when you get into another menu like Apple CarPlay, there is a lot of fluffing about. Where it lacks in some elements, it makes up for with its storage in here. There is ample room. And let's start firstly with this compartment underneath the center console. It is huge, plenty of space for my bag. There's also 2 cup holders, not huge, but decent, a large glove box, large center compartment, door bins. And there is a spot here for your phone, but don't be fooled because it's not actually a wireless charging pad.
In the way of safety, the DBX gets 360 camera, park assist, automatic high beam, door exit warning, electric active roll control, electric limited slip rear differential, autonomous emergency braking, blind spot warning, and lane keep assist. The Aston Martin DBX offers a 3-year unlimited kilometre warranty.
Now my favourite part, getting to drive this British beast. Now let me remind you that this car packs the familiar, the blistering AMG 4-litre twin-turbo V8 engine, which they have used before in the Vantage. Now with a big engine comes big numbers, and this car is good for 405 kilowatts of power and 700 Newton meters of torque, and you're treated to the acoustics of this car from the moment you start it up. The power in this car just startles you, and I often find myself still surprised on takeoff and not at all ready, because the throttle response is instant, the straight line speed is insane, and you can feel that power across every single shift up or down throughout that 9-speed gearbox. Something else in the DBX that's bespoke is the steering system, which has been tuned to give it that real sports car-like response. This car is weighty, yes, but that doesn't mean that it hampers its capabilities into the corners. In fact, for a heavy car, it is still level and the front end turns in nice and easy. This is my happy place right here, Sport Plus mode. The immediacy kicks in so much faster, and of course the exhaust note gets that much better. This car is smooth and agile. One thing I have to mention is you can really feel the European side of this car's performance. I mean, sometimes you can get up to 4th and that's it, the party is over. The gearing is so long that you can rarely get it up to that higher rev range. Now, keeping in mind that we're not cruising down the Autobahn, we are on roads in Melbourne, in Australia, where we don't have the same speed limits, so you often don't get to tap in to those real performance capabilities. You just want to push it that much harder, but hey, it's fast, so I'm not complaining, and it's definitely dynamically rewarding. Even driving over some harsher bumps, it really just glides. The other thing that's good about driving this car is that you can't hear anything in this cabin except for that exceptional engine. In terms of fuel consumption, Aston Martin claims 12.4 litres per 100 kilometres. Just no. All I'm going to say is that we didn't get very close to that figure, and this beast is pretty thirsty. What else have I taken out of this? Well, the DBX is fun. I've already told you so many elements that I love about this car. Add its driving capabilities to the long list of amazing features, and it just goes to show this car can pretty much do just about anything.
And speaking of doing everything, this is the beauty of the DBX. Okay, it's got a blistering engine and it's a super SUV, but it still works as an everyday car. That's why spending this kind of money for something like this can be justified. Cost per drive, right? Cruising around the urban streets is comfortable. It feels at home. Then, getting to open her up in the countryside, it's robust, lively, and has a commanding presence. And in whatever colour you want too. Oh, and did I mention that this car can perform off the beaten track as well? Yep, it's even got off-road capabilities. Before you head off the tarmac, selecting the Terrain or Terrain Plus mode jacks the suspension up to provide an ample ground clearance, 45mm extra, on top of the DBX's standard 190mm of clearance to be exact.
So, the Aston Martin DBX. No, it's not perfect. Yes, it has some shortfalls, but it more than makes up for those with its great drivability, versatility, space, craftsmanship. Oh, and it looks damn fine too. A super attempt at a super SUV, and that's only their first. Maybe by the second or third, I'll be able to afford one myself. A girl can only dream. We hope you enjoyed the video. To find out anything more about the Aston Martin DBX or Aston Martin, head to Drive.com.au. Make sure you like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notified when videos like this one go live. Thanks for watching.